All right, so here we have the team round for competition 3, the district competition from 2012-2013. All right, what is the perimeter of a right triangle whose hypotenuse measures 51 in one leg, which is, all right. So we have, now this has got to be a Pythagorean triple, so if you know it, well, wait a second, whose hypotenuse is 51. 51 is divisible by 3, 3 and 17. So I'm willing to bet this is a Pythagorean triple, 17. So I think it's 5, 15, 17. We'll double check with a scale factor of 3. So the next leg is, one leg measures 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Oh, so it's 8. So the safe way of doing this is using the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So we have 24 squared plus b squared is equal to 51 squared. So it's time to pull up your handy dandy calculator here. And so you go 51 squared so then squared oops, that's not what I want. Shoot. So it's always fun doing mathletics and listening to Tangled at the same time. So then we want the square root of this. It's 45. So obviously you can add 45 plus 24 plus 51. So we get a 120. Let's divide 45 by 3, just for funsies. 45 divided by 3. So this is an 8, 15, 17 triangle. It's a Pythagorean triple. So if you knew that and noticed the scale factor, you could do that even quicker. All right, so 2 fair dice are rolled. That's probably the sum is. All right, the easiest way to do this is to make a quick little area model. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8s. How do we make the 8s? Go Broncos, right? So 6 and 2, 5 and 3, 4 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 36. All right, so the next one. 5 schools hosted mathletics competitions. If 19 schools participate, how many different combinations could you have? All right, this is it, one ripe for the graphing calculator. So we have combinations. It says combination here. So combination equation is right? So we have 19 factorial divided by 19 minus 5. 19 minus 5 is a 14, so it's 14 factorial. I'll write that over here. Times 5 factorial. I'll write that right here. So 19 times 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 factorial. And the 14 factorials cancel out. So 5 times 3 is 15, so I can cancel that. 4 goes into 4 times 2. So really, I'm going to be multiplying 19 times 18 times 17 times 2. So then, 2 times 19 times 18, 18 times 17. I get 11,628, and that's it. Again, the calculator, graphing calculator, has that under the math button. Highly recommend using that. Juan's car averages 30 miles per gallon. He drives 768 miles gas costs $3.75 a gallon. How much would one expect to pay for gas? All right, first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how much gas is going to use. So we have to divide 768, that's an old school Greek 7, I guess, divided by 30. So 768 divided by 30. Okay, so he uses 25.6 gallons, and each gallon costs $3.75. So it should cost him $96 to make the trip. Kind of funny how it ended up being a whole number. All right. What is this is the problem that gives people problems. Abundant means all of the factors of a number minus itself would have to add up to more than the actual number. So the first abundant number is going to be 12, because the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So you add them together, and obviously 12, but you don't include 12. So you add these together, there's 12 right there. So it's abundant because it has a sum of factors that is greater than 12. It's 14. So this one is 12. Deficient. A deficient number is a number whose factors add up to less than the number, not including itself. So the smallest deficient number is a 1, because you take out 1 and it's just the way it is. And the perfect number is a number where all the factors excluding itself are equal to the actual number. The first perfect number is 6, because 6 has 1, 2, 3, and you knock out the 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. So you add these three numbers together and you get 19. Find the sum of the integers for which the following is true. So the absolute value of x plus 2 is, yes, that actually does say x plus 2, is less than or equal to 3. But because of the absolute values, you have to do the negative side of the thing too. When you do the negative side of the thing, you have to flip the signs, and so you just solve. So here we find x minus 2 minus 2. So x is less than or equal to 1. Over here, minus 2, so x is greater than or equal to negative 5. So negative 5, so all the numbers at work are negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and 1. Well, 1 and that cancels out. And you know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. 15 minus the 1 is 14, so we have negative 14. Don't forget the negative sign, Kyle. All right, use the stem and leaf plot to find the sum of the median range. Oh. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. The range is going to be 32. That's the smallest. The largest is 95. So the range is when you subtract them. And so the range is going to be 95 minus 32. So the range is 63. The median is going to be the middle number, so you just cross them out. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. So 62. And I'm not going to add up all those numbers. It's a waste of time. You don't want to watch that either. And then you just have the total sum. All right. Oh, find the sum. We love these. We haven't done these in a while. Find the sum. All right. So we need to know the counting number, the range, and the sum of the first and last numbers. So the sum is going to be 104. The range is going to be 100 minus 4, which is 96. And the counting number is obviously going to be 8. So the first thing we do is we take the counting, we take the range and divide it by the counting number. So in this case, we do 96 divided by 8, and we get 12. I hope. And then you add 1, so now we have 13. And then what we do is we're going to multiply this by the sum and then divide it by 2. So the sum is 104. We're going to divide by 2. So I'm going to reduce first. So I'm actually going to have 13 times half of 104. Half of 104 is 52. So I go 13, 676. 2 more. Here we go. A car is traveling at a rate of 72 miles per hour. Where is this? Feet per second. Okay, feet per second. So 72 times the number of feet per second. Feet per second is 52. So there are 5280 feet in a mile, and you know that because you live in the Mile High City. And then there are 3,660 squared seconds in an hour. So then we reduce, and we will remember by our experiments with a graphing calculator that since you're always going to be using the same numbers, 5280 over 3600. So this will always be equal to 23 over 15. So that's always going to be the case. So the nice thing to do here is to just go ahead and do on the graphing calculator 72 times 23, and then we divide it by 15. So we get something is not quite right. Oh, it's 50. Oh my gosh. It reduces, I can't believe that. It reduces to 22 over 15. My fault. Or I could have just reduced here. Which probably would have been a brighter idea. 22 times 72 divided by my 15. So I have 105.6. And that's it. This is a helpful thing to remember. And then finally, number 10, evaluate in scientific notation. We're going to break this apart. We have 55.6 over 2 times 10 to the 5th over 10 to the 2nd. So the exponents are easy. You just subtract them out, the numerator from the denominator. So we have 10 to the 3rd. This one's a little more tricky, right? So if I have 5.6 divided by 2, I get, oh, this one isn't tricky at all. It doesn't, sometimes when the decimal place moves, it's an issue. But so now we have 2.8 times 10 to the 3rd, and we want standard notation. That's like a number that you would normally have. So 10 times 10 times 10, and we're going to multiply it by 2.8. Okay. And there you have it. We are done.